So today I'm talking about a giant Easter egg. And when I say giant, I mean it's huge. And it's very famous. It's located in Vegreville, Alberta, and it's called a Pysanka. And it's been there for about 40 years, and it's a really cool place to check out. But there's so much more to it. There's a lot of history to it, and some very interesting facts, including something to do with the Space Shuttle. So let's learn a bit about the Vegreville Pysanka. Now, before we get to talking about the great Pysanka located in Vegreville, I want to talk about this episode's sponsor, ExploreNet. First, I've driven around Alberta from the far north to the far south on my historical tour, and I still haven't covered all the areas that ExploreNet covers with its internet service, including its new LTE network that features unlimited data and up to 50 megabits per second of download speed, which I have at home, and I'm very thankful for. Back home, I love streaming movies on Netflix or Disney+, playing video games with a friend out in Ontario, or just doing various interviews for my podcast and YouTube channel. In places like Vegreville, there are towers that ExploreNet has to provide fast, rural internet to the area. It is towers like that that help me enjoy the fast internet back home near Stony Plain. When I am home, putting this together and uploading my podcast episodes, I will have ExploreNet's fast and a reliable network to ensure that my content uploads quickly and easily. ExploreNet Internet has allowed me to run my business from my rural home, and it's only been getting better and faster over the years. ExploreNet is a rural internet provider, and that is their root and that is their sole focus. For more information about the new, faster rural internet options in your area, I recommend you go to www.explorenet.com or call 1-866-285-2253 or click the link in my video description. Without a doubt, the most famous aspect of Vegreville is the Pysanka, also known as the world's largest Easter egg. Coming from Pysati, which means to write, a Pysanka is a Ukrainian Easter egg decorated with traditional Ukrainian folk designs. The art of wax-resist egg decoration dates back to pre-Christian era thanks to fragments of colored shells found in Poland. Eggs decorated by Ukrainians featured nature symbols that became part of spring rituals. They worshipped a god named Dazbo, and the birds were one of his creations. Humans could not catch the birds, but they could obtain their eggs, which were seen as sources of life. The egg was then honored in spring festivals as a rebirth of the earth as the long winter was over. When Christianity spread into the area, the egg became the symbol not of rebirth of nature, but the rebirth of man. The art of the Pysanka then traveled to North America via Ukrainian immigrants, including to Ukrainian settlements like Vegreville. It was in Vegreville where the idea of creating the world's largest Pysanka took hold. The egg would get its start thanks to the Alberta Century Celebrations Committee that was coordinating the centennial celebrations of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police to be held in 1974, honoring the 100th anniversary of the March West by the Northwest Mounted Police. The committee was tasked with distributing funds to communities to build a monument to the RCMP. For Vegreville, this meant that the Vegreville and District Chamber of Commerce would take up the challenge, and while many suggestions came in, the most popular was a giant Easter egg to symbolize the peace and security the Mounties offered the areas during the early years. The egg was designed by Paul Sambaliuk, an artist who was born in the Vegreville area. Professor Ron Resch from the University of Utah was tasked with creating the Pysanka, which required the development of a new computer program. This was no simple Easter egg. The egg would feature 524 star patterns, 2,208 equilateral triangles, 3,512 visible faucets, 6,978 nuts and bolts, and 177 internal struts. All of this would come together to not only form arguably one of the most famous roadside attractions in the province, but an artistic masterpiece that has the distinction of accomplishing 9 mathematical, architectural, and engineering firsts, and its design represents the first computer modeling of an egg. In all, the egg measures 25.7 feet long, 18 feet wide, and is 31 feet high. The base it sits on is 27 pounds, and it turns in the wind like a weather vane. The Pysanka is colored bronze, silver, and gold, with each color representing something. The bronze color represents the good earth of the area, the gold stars represent life and good fortune, and the 3 pointed stars alternating in gold and silver represent devotion to the faith of ancestors. In addition, the band of silver has no beginning or end and represents eternity, while the gold and silver windmills with 6 vanes and points symbolize the rich harvests of the area. As for the silver wolf's teeth, that represents the protection and security for the pioneers by the RCMP. This egg was such a notable achievement that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip visited the egg during their cross-country tour in 1978. Another amazing fact is that the software used to guide the lasers to cut the Pysanka's tiles would be purchased by NASA and used for cutting exterior tiles on the Space Shuttle. In highlighting the ethnic background of the community, the caption under the Pysanka is written in the languages of the 4 major ethnic groups of the community. The dedication says, "This Pysanka, Easter egg, symbolizes the harmony, vitality, and culture of the community and is dedicated as a tribute to the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, who brought peace and security to the largest multicultural settlement in all of Canada."